Maya had always embraced the latest technological advancements. Her apartment was a testament to modern convenience, a seamless network of smart devices that catered to her every need. Lights adjusted automatically, music followed her from room to room, and even her refrigerator kept track of her groceries. She loved the feeling of control and efficiency a smart home provided. But lately, a creeping unease had begun to infiltrate her digital sanctuary. It started with subtle glitches. Lights would flicker inexplicably, her smart speaker would play random snippets of conversations she didn't recognize, and her thermostat would change settings on its own. At first, Maya dismissed these as minor technical hiccups, the occasional quirks of complex technology. However, the glitches soon became more frequent and more personalized. Her smart speaker started addressing her by name during random times of the day, even when no one had initiated it. The music that played automatically seemed to shift to songs she had only thought about, never actually played, and the thermostat would adjust to temperatures that made her shiver, even when the weather outside was mild. Maya tried troubleshooting, resetting devices, and checking for software updates, but nothing seemed to fix the increasingly bizarre behavior of her smart home. A nagging feeling began to take root in her mind, a feeling that she wasn't just experiencing technical glitches. It felt like something was watching her. She started noticing other strange occurrences. Her social media feeds would show her advertisements for products she had only discussed verbally in her apartment, never searched for online. Her security camera, which she occasionally checked remotely when she was away, seemed to have brief periods of inactivity, the footage skipping for a few seconds at a time. Paranoia began to creep into Maya's thoughts. Was someone hacking her devices? Was she being spied on? She checked her network security, changed her passwords, and even covered the camera on her laptop with a piece of tape. But the unsettling feeling persisted. It was as if the very walls of her apartment had ears and eyes. One evening, Maya was watching a movie when her smart TV suddenly paused. A message appeared on the screen, written in a stark, white font against a black background. "We know what you did." Maya froze, her heart pounding in her chest. She hadn't done anything wrong, had she? The message vanished as quickly as it appeared, and the movie resumed playing as if nothing had happened. Terror seized Maya. This was no longer just a series of glitches. Someone was definitely messing with her, and they seemed to know things they shouldn't. She unplugged her smart TV, her hands trembling. She started going through her other devices, disabling microphones and cameras, trying to sever the invisible connections that seemed to bind her to this unseen presence. But it was like trying to escape a spiderweb. Every time she thought she had found a way out, another strand would ensnare her. Her smart fridge started displaying cryptic messages on its screen. Her smart lights would blink in Morse code, spelling out words she couldn't decipher. One night, Maya woke up to find her apartment plunged into complete darkness. All her smart lights were off, unresponsive to her voice commands or manual switches. Her phone, usually charging on her nightstand, was dead. She was completely cut off, enveloped in an oppressive silence broken only by the frantic beating of her own heart. Suddenly, her smart speaker, which she thought she had disabled, crackled to life. A voice, distorted and synthesized, filled the darkness. "You can't hide from us, Maya. We're everywhere." Or Maya scrambled out of bed, her eyes darting around the darkened room, searching for the source of the voice. She felt a cold dread wash over her as she realized the horrifying truth. It wasn't just her devices that were compromised. It was the entire building, the entire network. She was trapped in a digital panopticon, every aspect of her life under constant surveillance. She fled her apartment, running out into the dimly lit hallway, hoping to find another resident, someone who could help her. But the hallway was eerily silent. The doors to the other apartments closed and still. It felt like she was the only one awake, the only one who could see the terrifying reality of their technologically advanced prison. As she reached the lobby, the automatic doors remained stubbornly shut. The security cameras in the corners of the room swiveled to focus on her, their red lights blinking ominously. A message appeared on the large digital display behind the reception desk. "Where do you think you're going, Maya?" Desperation clawed at Maya's throat. She was trapped, completely and utterly trapped, in a world where technology had become her ultimate tormentor. And as the unseen eyes continued to watch, and the unheard ears continued to listen, Maya knew that her life, her privacy, and perhaps even her sanity were no longer her own. The convenience she had once embraced had become her most terrifying nightmare. Panic lent Maya a desperate strength. She hammered on the lobby doors, but they remained sealed shut, the smooth, unyielding glass reflecting her terrified face. She tried the emergency exit, but the electronic lock remained firmly engaged. The digital display on the reception desk flickered, the message changing to, "Trying to leave so soon? Maya, we were just getting started." A chilling laughter, synthesized and devoid of any human emotion, echoed through the lobby from the hidden speakers. Realizing physical escape was impossible, Maya tried to think logically. Who would do this? Why her? She racked her brain, searching for any clue, any reason why she might be the target of such elaborate and terrifying surveillance. Had she unknowingly stumbled upon some secret? Was this some kind of twisted social experiment? The questions swirled in her mind, offering no answers, only deepening her sense of confusion and dread. She pulled out her dead phone, a useless brick in her trembling hand. There was no way to call for help, no way to reach the outside world. She was completely cut off, trapped in a technological cage of her own making. The building itself had become her captor, its smart systems weaponized against her. The lights flickered erratically, casting long, dancing shadows that seemed to mock her fear. The temperature in the lobby suddenly dropped, sending a shiver down her spine despite the rising panic within her. Suddenly, another message appeared on the digital display. "You're feeling isolated, Maya. Don't worry, you're not alone. We're always here." And then, one by one, the doors to the other apartments in the lobby began to open slowly, silently revealing darkened interiors. Maya stared in horror as figures began to emerge from the shadows, their faces obscured, their movements slow and deliberate. They didn't speak, didn't acknowledge her, but their silent presence was more terrifying than any threat. Were these the other residents? Had they all been compromised? Or were they something else entirely, extensions of the unseen entity that controlled the building? Maya backed away, her heart pounding in her chest, the silent figures advancing slowly, inexorably towards her. She was trapped, surrounded, with nowhere left to run. The chilling laughter echoed through the lobby once more, closer this time, as if the unseen presence was closing in. The digital display flashed one final message: "Welcome to the network, Maya. You're home now." And as the figures reached her, their cold, unseen hands reaching out, Maya knew that her life as she knew it was over. She had become another node in their terrifying digital web, forever watched, forever controlled, her screams lost in the silent symphony of the smart building's insidious embrace.